Welcome everybody to this morning's product session on Atavah. Welcome Lucia again. And I see my dear friend Mariska is online. Hello Mariska. But thank you all for listening, even those who are watching the video afterwards. I'm so excited about today. I'm always excited because we just have amazing products. Can we start?
Yes.
Are you happy to just follow? To follow away. Okay. So, but Botanik actually belongs to a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, and it's a business that she and a friend of hers started. And what is so nice about Botanik, or why I'm so excited about tea tree oil, I think it's the first essential oil I've ever used. I started using tea tree when I was still in school. My sister told me about tea tree and just it has this amazing antibacterial properties. So I used to use it for like pimples and blisters. And I don't know if you remember, in the previous session I told you that I will sometimes steam my face with tea tree oil. So I will fill the basin with hot water and then add some lemon and rooibos tea tree oil, and then I'll put a towel over my head and I'll steam, and it just softens your skin so much. So I've known tea tree for so long, and there's definitely different qualities of tea tree. Sometimes I would buy one at a pharmacy, and it will not be as potent. Like tea tree is one of the few essential oils that you can actually use undiluted. I prefer to use it, like if you have a pimple, to use it undiluted. So yeah, long story short, the tea tree that Botanik uses and sells is locally produced.
Okay,
so
cool.
to me, that's always a plus point. Produced in South Africa, it's organically grown, so it's not imported from overseas. So I think always it's good to support local. The same way I'm trying to let us support fellow believers, because you create an economy in your own country. And I think the best part, it's so beautifully packaged. I think it's some of our most beautiful products that we sell. Yeah. So they've got a couple of products, but I mainly want to speak about the oils. I think that's where we're going to focus on today. I think everybody should have some tea tree oil in their essential oil arsenal. It's a go-to for almost everything. You can use it from bites. If you don't have frankincense or anything else, this is a very good disinfectant.
Okay.
If you look on any of the burn plasters that you can buy in the pharmacy that they use for if you've burned yourself, it's usually like a type of gel bandage or plaster. If you look on the ingredients, it always includes tea tree because it is so antiseptic. It will keep a burn wound clean and free of bacteria. So the owner of Botanik used to tell me her partner, who she started the business with, her husband and I think it was her father and her husband, they were busy distilling, or they were in the distilling room. I can't remember exactly what happened, but he was busy with one of the pots and he opened it and he burned the steam of he burned, but so bad, like literally the skins were hanging off his arms. Sure. It was terrible, terrible, terrible burns. And her father was with him, and his first reaction was he picked up a 20-liter bucket full of tea tree oil, and he poured it over his son-in-law. And obviously it burned so much, but that was his first instinct, because he knew how much this helps. The big thing about burn wounds always is not to get infection. Anyway, so they took him to the hospital and they spoke to the doctor, and he told the doctor what he did, and he said that's maybe one of the best things you could have done, because and then he showed him all of the wound dressings that they use in hospitals contains tea tree oil. So it's really a good thing. You can mix it with aloe gel, with, like I've said in my previous talk, frankincense is very good for a burn as well. It takes away pain. So it's good to make like a mixture. You can even make one in your house in a little tub and keep it for emergency, where you use like a gel plus tea tree oil and frankincense oil.
Awesome.
tea tree oil is very good to use if you have pimples, and you just apply a little bit straight on the pimple, because one of the biggest characteristics of tea tree oil, besides it being antibacterial, is that it dries out. So it's not a good oil to apply over your whole face. It will dry you out really bad. But that's why it works so well for a pimple. Then secondly, if you have fever blisters, it's antibacterial, it's antiviral, it's very good for fever blisters. It will sting, but it's really one of the things that works the best. As you know, fever blisters and all of that is caused by the herpes virus. So I used to have a big problem with shingles, or they call it actually the herpes zoster. So it's like shingles. Shingles you usually get on the trunk of your body, but the zoster virus you get in your face and in your ear, and it will affect the nervous system, and it will also make little blisters. So if you apply this on blisters, that is what worked the best for me. It used to sting when I applied it, but it will dry out those blisters and kills that specific virus. So it's very good to use for that. And like I've said, it's very nice to steam with it for your face. If I have very bad sinusitis and I don't have like a pre-mixed steam oil like Leisha's COVID steam or sinus steam, I would usually just fill my basin with hot water with a little bit of boiling water added. Mustn't be too hot because you can burn your skin. And then I'll add eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil, frankincense oil, and tea tree oil. And I'll steam with that, because those three combined is very good for your lungs, for your sinuses. It cleans and kills the bacteria. And then if you, the second thing I want to speak about is, so when I was about, how old was I? So it was a couple of years ago, I think about 2005, 2006. We started on this journey of just discovering the truth, and Abba starting to cleanse our lives of letting go of all the things that have chemicals in it. So I read this book called The Maker's Diet. It's an amazing book. Long story short, and I realized one of the first things that you need to get rid of is your underarm that you use. So for me, that was really a big deal, because some people just never smell easily or they don't sweat. I don't know what the factors are. But for instance, my husband, which is strange because usually men can have body odor quite more easily than women. But my husband just, even as a teenager, he never started using deodorant, and he just never smells. Even now, if he can go jog and not shower for 2 hours and, work in the garden, and he won't have body odor. But I was a different case. I would just, if it was hot and I was sweating that day, I would get really bad body odor. And it was very embarrassing for me, because I'm a girl and girls are supposed to smell like flowers, and, we don't just have body odor. So I used to, from a young age, I had to use like Mitchum. It was the only underarm that worked for me. Otherwise, and even with that, I can't go too long, otherwise I would start to smell. So that was a big thing for me, to get off the traditional underarms. And one thing I can say, when you decide to ditch your underarm, you will smell for a couple of days. So do it over a weekend or in a holiday when you are at home, because your body needs to adjust. And the bacteria that grows under your arm, I don't know exactly what happens, but you will smell for a couple of days. But it does stabilize. You just need to give it time. When you switch over to an organic or a type of underarm, just give it a couple of days to work. I've even seen, when I switch brands of type of deodorant, if I use the one for a couple of months and maybe it's finished now I need to buy, and I can't find the same brand and I need to buy another brand, then for a couple of days I would maybe have a little bit of body odor, but then it's like my body adjusts to it and then it's fine again. So you have to just have a bit of grace with your body. But what does help, if I find there are days that, so I used to use a product called, it's Pure Beginnings. They've got this organic range, and I used to use the roll-on. It's very nice. I use the unscented one because I don't like to have scent underneath my arms. But even then, on some hot days, I will still have body odor. So what I've started to do, if I know I'm going to be sweating a lot today, or it's very hot and it's going to be a long day, what I do is I take aloe gel, and we do sell a type of aloe gel at the moment at Atavah. It's called Little Healing Miracles. It's a steam stop gel. It's an amazing gel. It's got aloe and barbadensis, so you can use that. But nonetheless, you take some aloe gel, and then you just add 2 or 3 drops of tea tree oil to the gel. You rub it together, and then you put it under your arms. And you will, while you're applying it, you'll smell the tea tree, but the smell does go away. You're not going to walk around the whole day smelling like tea tree. It really goes away, and it just helps you. It kills that bacteria. It really helps you to last longer without any body odor. What's also a very good thing is every now and then you can take like baking soda or even sugar, anything that you can use as a scrub. Or if you have like a nice scrub, like we've got a non-chemical peel from Diana's Balbanella. It's like a super fine scrub. You can even use that and just add some tea tree oil and you scrub under your arms, and it will remove all of that excess dead skin and that extra bacteria. Just once a week, scrub under your arms with some tea tree, and that it really helps.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's so important because the deodorant or the underarm blocks your sweat pores, so you can't get rid of any toxins through your body. And to be honest, it's also a difficult thing for me to leave, and it's really, there's so many alternatives out there that you can use. And one thing I also want to mention is my mom has been off of the normal deodorants for quite a long time, and she found a little salt block that you can buy at health shops, and then if you put the salt block under your arm before you put on the organic roll-on, it's as if it's a bit matte and dry, so it doesn't get sticky, and it lasts longer as well. But it's just a natural way to extend that organic deodorant, underarm as well.
Yes. But this is now the good news. So my friend launched an underarm Botanik,
okay,
and
awesome.
She gave me a sample actually a long time ago, but I still had so much underarm left, and I don't like to wait. So I was still using my old underarm before I gave it a try, and I was like, okay, now I'm going to give it a try. And like I've said, usually in the past when I change brands, it will take a day or two to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been this excited about a product in a long time, but yeah, this really works. It's an amazing underarm. It smells a bit like tea tree, but only when you apply it. It's not a strong smell, it goes away. So it is like a white, it's got like as if there's zinc in. It's like a white type of paste that you put on.
Okay.
So when you put it on, you just have to rub it in with your finger. So it will make like little white frummeltjies, but it doesn't stay like that. If you just rub it in, yeah, it goes in. And I must honestly tell you, we've had the worst heat wave I've ever experienced on the farm, the last couple of weeks. And I didn't have one day of body odor. I'm so impressed with this product. It's really something you guys can try. And what's great about it, it's packed in a little like carton thing. So it's really a green product as well. You're not using any plastic. It's got very basic ingredients in. It's got tea tree oil, coconut oil, tapioca flour, shea butter, avocado butter, zinc oxide, sodium bicarbonate, kaolin clay, pure soy wax, and vitamin E oil.
Sure.
But yeah, it's definitely a nice product to try. I'm super excited about that.
I'll definitely give it a try.
Yes, you must. I'm sad. And then Botanik also have a variety of shampoos and conditioners. So it's similar to our Myrtle conditioner bars and shampoo bars that you all know. So yeah, it's just a different not flavors, but it's differently scented. So they've got one for normal hair, one for curly hair, and one for dry hair. So it's definitely one you can try out, and just check that out. Then they have tea tree soap. It's just a little soap you can use as a body soap or as a face soap or whatever. There's a soap on this. So they also have a eucalyptus and lemon soap. It's actually now in my room, so sorry about that. I actually must go get it. There were two things I bought from let me quickly go get it. Will you guys just hang on 1 minute? Okay.
Yes, 100%. So while we wait for her, just on the topic of tea tree, I can really vouch for it myself. Growing up, I have struggled quite a bit with breakouts on my skin. And then what my mom always did is, as Steph mentioned, she just took a cotton ball with pure essential tea tree oil and I just tapped it on those areas. And really the next day when you wake up, it's dried out. It heals quite quickly. So it's really a natural way to get rid of those or to dry out those breakouts on your skin, and also a good way to avoid spot treatments that you use, that you can get in pharmacies. Sorry, I was just vouching for the tea tree oil on my side. You're on mute, Steph.
Sorry. This is a eucalyptus lemon oil soap. It smells like lemongrass, it smells like mosquito repellent, but it's a very fresh smell. It's actually one of our soaps that does very well. So you can definitely try that out, and it makes a beautiful gift.
Yeah, beautiful.
But the other thing I had to go get is this one. So this is also one I use almost like a couple of times a week. It's called, it's a face wash, but it's a little soap bar inside, and it's got like a kind of a rough texture. And then I would literally, I wish I could open this. Oh, I can open it because it's mine. I bought it yesterday. So it's a beautiful little travel tin that you can use.
Yeah.
So I don't wash my face with soap every day. That's a long story, and I hope to launch this product as well soon. I use like a little face cloth, so you don't have to use soap every day because it's kind of harsh. But like once or twice a week, I like to wash with this. So it's like a little soap bar. It's got a rough texture. You literally wash your face with the soap bar, and it's lightly exfoliating. It doesn't dry out your skin. It's really soft and moisturizing, and you get a little loofah that you can place it on in your shower.
Okay.
So, yeah, it dries out nice. So it's a very nice face product to use. I really do enjoy that one as well. And then she's got a little face balm, which is like a tallow balm. So it's made of tallow. Those of you not familiar with tallow, it's made from animal fat, specifically from cows. So Atavah actually has their own tallow balm as well. It's just has been out of stock for a while. But this is a solid tallow balm. So you have to rub it in your hands, and it will kind of start melting and just moisturize your face with it. So the thing about tallow is when we use animal fat on our skins instead of plant fat, because we are basically animals, so we've got the same composition as animal fat. So it absorbs more easily, and it penetrates deeper than plant fats. Yeah, it's very moisturizing. But so that's just like a little face balm that they have. Let me just quickly put it back in its tin. Then she's got an anti-aging face serum that's also organic. I must be honest with you, I haven't tried it myself. We've got so many products, so I try to work them through, but it looks very promising. And as all of our other products are very high quality. So if somebody has used it and they like it, please give me some feedback. Then she's got a beautiful, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a lip balm.
Okay.
It's a little wooden, it's a little wooden container.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's grafted
That's
at
cute.
the top, and it's got beeswax and coconut oil and tea tree. Very beautiful gift as well. Then she has these little black face cloths to use.
Okay.
Very nice. So you can make a very nice gift packet out of the Botanik
absolutely.
range. And the last two products, they've got these little burners. So what these burners do, you have like a guest toilet or you want to burn some and you don't have a diffuser, you can use one of these burners. So you place a candle on the inside and then you just add some pure essential oil at the top. And it will diffuse, basically, will diffuse the oil. So it's like a little oil burner. She's got a bigger one as well. I just think we are currently out of stock. And then the last product I want to show you of Botanik is this hydrosol. It comes in two sizes, the 250 and the 500 ml. So the hydrosol is basically a byproduct of the distillation process. So when they distill tea tree leaves, you get the oil, and then the watery part that stays behind is called the hydrosol. So the hydrosol is basically like a super weak form of tea tree oil. It has some tea tree oil in. So tea tree is one of the oils that you unfortunately cannot consume. You cannot drink it because it's too hard on your liver. But what you can do with tea tree, well, I just want to mention this because I forgot. Sometimes you get like little sores in your mouth or on your gums. I had one, and the dentist told me it's something that is very hard to get away. It takes months to go away sometimes, and you have to get special ointment from the pharmacy, blah, 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 blah. So I just use tea tree oil. So I would put a little bit on my finger and I will put it in my mouth on the ulcer or the sore. And it went away in like 2 or 3 days. It was gone.
Sure.
So you can use tea tree oil in your mouth, but I mean, you're not going to drink it in a capsule. So that's the difference. So the hydrosol, also, you're not going to drink lots of it at one time. On the bottle, it says caution, do not ingest. But what I found it to work is when I get a little bit of a bladder infection, if you're prone to that, I will make a mixture in a glass of, if you use something like, Vogel, they have like an alkaline powder. So I will make like an alkaline powder mixture, and then I'll add literally like 3 drops of this to that water, and I'll drink it. And immediately I feel better. It takes away that burning sensation if you have, a bladder infection. What I also have used it for is when we have sinusitis and we want to use the nebulizer. So I will use saline water, the extra strong one that you buy from Discount. And I'll take a bottle, I'll mix saline, and then I'll just add like a cup of this to the saline water and use it to diffuse. Again, because that tea tree cleanses your sinuses. I think you can use it just as it is, but I think it will be quite strong on your nose. So I mix it with the saline water to use it to diffuse. I've heard, I haven't tried it myself, but you can use it as a mouthwash.
Okay.
If you've got, just to rinse your mouth with. It kind of have like an organic, barky, earthy taste to it. So the tea tree is not overly prominent. What I also use mine for is if my children fell and they've got an open toe, I'll put them over the dish basin, and then I'll pour some into the cap, and then I'll clean the wound with this. Before I put
using
oil.
something else.
So I use it to cleanse. One of the best things to use is salt water, if you have salt water, but instead of maybe just using regular tap water to rinse it off, I just use this because it just cleanses the bacteria and the wound, and then I'll put some oil over on the wound. So it's a very nice product to use. Very, and you can Google on how to use it. It's something quite new, but I think it's a great product.
Awesome.
So that is Botanik in a nutshell.
Thanks,
that was speed dating.
I'm excited to try some of the products. So thank you for sharing.
It's a pleasure. You guys must have a blessed day, and thank you for joining us. We will see you again on Thursday. And Thursday I've got another surprise for you, launching another new product. So please join us. Have a
Very
blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.